Okay.
Check 1, 2. All right.
Hi, everybody.
Y'all. Thanks for being here today. This is the last session of the day.
No. This is the best session of the day. Sorry.
Do we need to switch sources? I don't see it.
It looks like it. It's not a session without any switching.
Okay, there we go. Now, we decided that we wanted to talk this year about the graph and PWAs together. Basically, how to build a progressive web app and make it really rock using the graph.
Or in marketing talk, it's building progressive web apps to extend existing web apps in Windows and Microsoft Teams.
But no worries, we're going to make sure we have a really great session for you today. We've got a lot of exciting stuff to share with you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, we're basically talking about two concepts today. The first one is how to create an application on the web that is engaging, that it's a productive experience for your users so that they can do more and they can have a more engaging experience than they would if it was just in the browser.
Right, and then we'll show you how to take advantage of the data that you're already collecting as part of Microsoft 365, how to take advantage and provide value to all your users, employee, independent if it's consumer or enterprise.
When we translate that to technology, we're basically talking about first, building progressive web apps, a way that you can re-engage with your user even if your application is closed. You can handle data separately than the web page so that you can route your request in ways that make more sense, and you can use APIs that you didn't have access to in the past.
Right, and then how do we take advantage of the Microsoft Graph, which is a REST endpoint for all of the data that you already store inside of the Microsoft Graph, and take advantage of it inside of your existing web apps or completely new web apps, how to render it, and how to take full advantage of all the intelligence that exists there.
Now, to tell this story, we've put in a little bit of creative thought into this figurative company that we've created. It's called Electric Dev by Contoso. Thank you again, marketing. And what it is this is going to be a nonprofit organization that is designed to help create the next generation of code committers. Now, if any of y'all work on an open source project like we do, you realize one of the most difficult thing is to find people in the community who want to engage with you and do code commits to your project. So we're going to be showing you a lot of open source examples today and how our figurative company here is going to help us prepare the next generation.
And
now,
then
Nicola,
to do that, we have to be prepared.
We do.
We both have a favorite library.
We do. We have our favorite tools, and you know, the quality of a framework is basically, oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is basically rated on the quality of the logo. I think we all know that in the JavaScript world. And so today I'm going to be representing PWA Builder.
Right, and then as soon as I put this on.
Oh, I was supposed to help you.
You're supposed to help me, thank you.
There you go. Nice.
Oh, this was teamwork. And then I'm representing the Microsoft Graph Toolkit.
That's right. So this is how you do a developer crew. That's our anticipation. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the data. So, Nicola, if you want to have a seat, we're going to jump into progressive web apps.
You're kicking me out already? Okay.
I'm kicking you out. Okay, let's go into Act 1, creating that productive, engaging experience for your users. Now, I can't harp on it enough how important it is to start with a quality web app. If you take a so-so or a poor web app and turn it into a PWA, you're just going to have a poor or so-so PWA. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you're starting with a strong foundation. That means it has to have great performance. You want it to be accessible for all of your users. It should be easy to find. It should be SEO ready. It should be easy for you to maintain. If it's a difficult code base, it's going to take you more time than it needs to. And of course, it needs to be safe and secure. Now, there's a lot of tools out there to help you rate this. In fact, two of my favorite are Web, Hint, and Lighthouse. One of the most common questions I get asked is, should I use Lighthouse or should I use Web Hint? And my answer is always the same. Use both. Both tools have different strengths, in my opinion. So Web Hint, which is created by the Microsoft Edge team, is fantastic at addressing and finding accessibility issues, compatibility issues, and security. And I use Lighthouse to really dig in on things like performance in SEO for my site. So I always do recommend that you use both of those. Now, considering that we're talking about the next generation of code committers and getting people involved in open source, I actually want to start with an example project here. Now, this is a real project. Web Template Studio was released this week, and I think it's really awesome for a number of reasons. One is this is going to start you out on a great foundation. It's a Visual Studio Code plugin that's based on best practices, and I think the best part about this is it was created by a team of interns in the Microsoft Garage. And that's a photo of them there on the right. So I'm going to take a switch here and show you exactly what this looks like. Now, I've already brought this up into Visual Studio Code. And you're going to start out with Web Template Studio. I've already gone ahead and given it a name. I need to choose an output path here for it. So I'm going to go into my stuff, and I will create a new folder, and we're going to call it Demo. And that's where I'm going to put it. And then the next thing it's going to do is it's going to walk me through what project type I want. Now, this is an alpha release, so we don't have a lot of selections now. But you can imagine, first of all, there are a number of selections that we plan to add here to give you more. And there's also lots of opportunities for you to commit code that adds platforms to it. So we're doing a full stack web application. We're going to do it based on React.js. We're going to identify the pages that we have in our site. I've gone ahead and given them names here: start, events, map, and info. And then you can choose the type of pages that you want. Then you even have the option to create the server component in this same tool. And here you can connect to Azure, log in, and it will go ahead and create the server-side components at the same time as the client side. And then it gives you a summary. So I'll go ahead and create that template. It's going to generate that project for me, and it's going to populate it right inside of Visual Studio Code, so I can start off with a bang. Now, we're going to show you how this looks rendered in a few minutes, because this was the base of our application that we're using. But I actually want to go back to those scores that we talked about a minute ago. Now, when we look at how a base application scores when it's created with Web Template Studio, it gets an 82% in SEO and a 93% in performance on Lighthouse. Now, SEO is a little bit low because we don't actually have any content in it. So as soon as you start adding content, then SEO suddenly becomes better. You have headers, you have paragraphs, and that type of thing. When we look at how it happens, how it goes through WebHint, it gets a score of 100% on accessibility, 90% on security, and 100% on compatibility. It's really important that you start with great scores. Otherwise, your entire development cycles are going to be trying to get back up to a really good score. So Web Template Studio is a great project for you to go out and try, use it to build your base projects, and get that project off on the right foot. Now, let's talk a little bit about progressive web apps. We don't have a session specifically on progressive web apps today, so I've actually asked my friend Aaron Gusterson to come up. And Aaron, I am going to bestow on you the PWA Builder crew vest while you present. And Aaron's going to give us an introduction to progressive web apps. Aaron?
The mic up? Ah, there we go. Awesome. Wonderful. All right, so one thing that a lot of people ask, because this PWA has been really a big buzzword for quite a while. So what exactly is a progressive web app? This is a question that a lot of us in the industry have been asking. You're definitely not alone if you've been confused by what exactly is a PWA. And I'm here to hopefully dispel any misinformation and such that you might have, and hopefully help you get a better sense of what a progressive web app is. First of all, the term progressive web app, it's a marketing term. It's not a term that's really intended for developers. It's meant sort of in the same way, if you recall back to, gosh, what was it, 2005, when Apple unveiled HTML5 as the next big thing, or if you're even older like me, dynamic HTML. You know, all of these were kind of buzzwords for different technologies that we were using at the time. I always found it odd that HTML5 somehow included CSS3. I was just like, as a developer, that just made my brain hurt. But progressive web app is a marketing term. And I think a lot of people kind of zero in on this web app portion. And we kind of get sucked into thinking that a progressive web app has to be some sort of single page app. It has to be built using React, or it has to be built using some sort of client-side framework. But the reality is that any web project can benefit from being a progressive web app. It can benefit from performance improvements and such that PWAs bring along automatically. So any of those sorts of projects, galleries, newspapers, magazines, even your blog, can be a great progressive web app. So it may even pay to, instead of thinking of them as progressive web apps, think of them as being a progressive website, or maybe a progressive website plus, or something like that. But effectively, any website, any web project can benefit from being a PWA. So in case you're unaware, there are a lot of companies that are rallying behind PWAs. Sort of the first initial volleys came out of the Chrome team, but every major browser supports PWA in some capacity. The only real limitation currently is that iOS currently does not support push notifications, though hopefully that will come soon. But every other major browser supports it, and it supports the ability to install websites to your desktop or your home screen as well, which is kind of cool. So there are a lot of opportunities there, and we've got lots of companies working together on this. Now, from being a developer myself, I want a technical definition of what a PWA is. You know, what is sort of the minimum bar that I need to hit in order to have something that is considered a progressive web app? Well, there are really only three things that we absolutely need to have to kind of qualify for being a progressive web app. And that is, first of all, as Jeff mentioned earlier, security. Security is a really important thing, so we need to be running on SSL, HTTPS. You don't necessarily have to be running on HTTP2, but that's a bonus. But we need to be secure, and a lot of the APIs that we want to take advantage of in these much more engaging apps and websites are actually, they're requiring SSL now. So security is really important. The next step is to create what's called a web app manifest. And what a web app manifest is simply a JSON file of meta information about your website. So this is an example kind of extracted from the Washington Post, and it includes information about the name of the app, a shorter name in case you're displaying it on a small screen, information about icons. You can have a lot of different icon options. There's information about screenshots, descriptions of your app, all of that sort of stuff. If you want to go into stores, you also have the ability to say, here are the categories my website falls into, and so on and so forth. And then the third piece is what's called a service worker. And I'm going to come back to that in a moment, because a service worker is a little bit deeper to dive into. So currently there is a lot of hype in the media around PWAs. And there seems to be a lot of interest in PWAs, especially in the Windows space, as it becomes more and more of a viable alternative to building traditional native applications. So should you believe all of this hype? Maybe. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of companies that are seeing real benefits from building progressive web apps. Carnival Cruise Line saw a big uptick in not only subscriptions to push notifications, but also people actually opening those notifications. Starbucks saw a 2-time increase in daily active users using their PWA. They also, this was a stat as of last year, I haven't gotten an updated stat from them yet, but they were actually seeing 40% of their order ahead orders coming in through their PWA on desktop, which was really surprising because PWAs have often been thought of as this mobile thing. But the reality is that desktop is a very viable place to build PWAs as well. Tinder dropped the file size of their app by 90%. 90%. The web code is so much lighter. so much faster, and you're targeting a bunch of different platforms at once as opposed to having to do bespoke apps for each and every platform that you want to go out to. Trivago saw an increase in their clickouts to hotel offers. West Elm saw an increase in their profits, right? Increased revenue per visit in their PWA. There are a ton of success stories out there when it comes to progressive web apps. PWAstats.com is a fantastic resource if you need some ammunition for discussing PWAs at your company. I highly recommend visiting PWA Stats. They have a Twitter account that you can follow as well, and they'll point you to the white papers and all of the sort of detail that you would want to get in order to be able to talk to management and such about building progressive web apps and why they're so important. All right, so I want to circle back to Service Worker, since that's kind of this last piece of the trifecta that makes a progressive web app. Now, a service worker is a specialized form of web worker. If you're familiar with what web workers are in JavaScript, it's a JavaScript file that operates in its own thread, so it doesn't impact what's going on in the normal course of interacting with a web page. And the overall thought of, or the overall kind of premise of Service Worker is to enable you to make your website more network independent, to have more resilience and to reduce network dependence. I kind of think of it as your own personal man in the middle because it allows you to intercept network requests and do something with them. So in a traditional website, you would make requests from the browser and then hopefully you get the resource, the asset that you're requesting back from the internet, right? From your server. Now, when Service Worker comes along, it actually changes things a little bit. First of all, it has access to its own cache. And so what you can do is you can actually intercept a request, see if that particular asset is already in the cache, and if it is, you can skip going to the network altogether and just return that asset from the cache and deliver it to the browser without ever touching the network at all. And that asset might have been cached maybe when the PWA is installed or the service worker is installed. You could also set up rules that have fallbacks. So let's say you wanted to have the most performant experience possible, but if the network's available and something's not cached, you want to get that. So let's say I make a query to the cache, I don't have it. All right, I'll go to the internet now, I'll get that file back, and not only will I return it to the browser, but I'm going to stick a copy in the cache too, so the next time I come to this page, I don't have that same issue again, right? There are a ton of these low-level APIs. Fetch and cache are the ones that we're mostly working with that you can use to build any scenario you could potentially think of, including multiple levels of fallbacks. On my site, for instance, I have things that intercept. They look for the users, whether the user has save data turned on their browser, and if they've got save data turned on, there are some images that I just don't load, and I load a placeholder instead. And I say, this image wasn't loaded because you have save data on. So, things like that you can do to make your experience a lot more performant and allow your users to actually have control over what it is that they see and that they don't see. All right, and now I'm going to hand it back over to Jeff. I will bequeath the jacket back to you. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Let me re-robe here. Oh, look at this.
Service with a smile.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Okay, so let's make this happen. Let's take our website and make it a PWA. Now, just to tie in what Aaron said, we're going to make sure that our site is HTTPS. We are going to create a web app manifest for it, and we're going to add a service worker to it. And then we're going to take a look at it and see what else we can do to make it more app-like. The tool that I'm going to be using today is PWA Builder. It's an open source tool. It's community supported. We have great contributions from just about every browser maker out there, as well as tons of other companies. It's a tool that we just released the 2.0 version that I'm going to be showing you today. And it's great for creating manifest, images, those service workers, security checks, publishing to stores, and adding app features. So we're going to go ahead and dig into that. Now, I'm going to start with our electric dev site here. So this is the website that Nicola and I have built to not only reach our end users, but to try to get other community members to join in and help us out with our efforts to create those next-gen committers. And it's based off of the template from Web Template Studio. So it's a great website. What I want to do is I am actually going to start by running this through PWA Builder to get a status of where we are. So I'm entering the URL, and it's going to go out and take a look at the live site. In this case, I'm using ngrok to actually point to my local host so that when I see changes that need to be made, I can make them right there in my local host and then see those changes reflected. Now, it's gone ahead and given me a score here. I've got a 55 out of 100, so I've got some work that needs to be done before my website is a PWA. I'm going to dig into the manifest first. Now, the manifest was generated for me by Web Template Studio. And we actually see when we look at the manifest, it's not actually the manifest that I want. You can see here the name that it generated was New Project Created with Microsoft Web Template Studio. It's not really what you want to have as the install name. So we have a form here you can fill out and update those components, or you can do it right in the JSON there. In this case, to go a little quicker, I'm going to do here. So we're going to call this Electric Dev by Contoso. The short name, EC. I can add a description. I have a start URL. I've already got a couple images there. That's good. I'm going to add a scope, which is just going to be root standalone. That's great. That's what I want. Orientation, language. I will go ahead and choose English there. So I've got all of the data I want in here. Now I'm just going to copy this out. And then I'm going to go back to my project here. And I'm going to paste it in. OK, so I've got my manifest updated. That wasn't hard. Next thing I'm going to do is move over to the service worker. Now, we get the question a lot, what should I do with my service worker? How should I use it? I know I need to have it, but what should it actually do? I don't want a blank service worker. So what we provide you through PWA Builder is a couple scenario-based service workers. So the kind of the most simplistic one is just creating an offline page, so that if you are not connected or you can't get a solid connection, you at the very least can show a page that says you need to be connected to the internet to use this app. There's a lot more that you can do from there as well. So we're actually going to go down and choose the cache first, because this is going to be just like that scenario that Aaron explained, where we're going to go and we're going to put copies of what we download from the server in our cache. And then whenever we need it, we'll go back and pull it from the cache to save ourselves time, make our site load faster, and have offline support as well. So there's two portions to this. The first one is registering the service worker. So this happens on your landing page. So you can see right here what I need to do is add this code to a script tag on my landing page. So I've copied that. I'm going to go back to my index page here, and then I'll create a script tag, and then I'm going to paste this inside of it. Now, you don't add the service worker to your site with a JavaScript tag. You actually register it through JavaScript. So it's looking for a file called PWA Builder-SW.js. So I'm going to go ahead and create on my root a new file here, and I will call this that same thing. OK, so I've got a blank file here, and then this is where my service worker code is going to go. Now, this is what it looks like. That cache that the cache that Aaron was talking about. Well, we're creating those caches here. I'm going to call this PWA Builder pre-cache. And then I'm going through here, and I'm going to be watching the fetch event for every request that is made, and then making a decision whether I pull it from my cache or I pull it from the server. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this as it is and paste it into my service worker. So now I have a manifest and a service worker on my site. If we go back to our overview, you'll see that we do have HTTPS. Now I'm going to, it's already gone out and refreshed and hit my server, and you can see I now have a 95 instead of a 55. So it recognized that new manifest, the service worker, and it's raised my score. So now I'm ready to build my PWA here. I'm going to go back to the browser, to my application, and now I'm going to go ahead and refresh that so I get all of the goodness from my server. Hopefully I get the goodness from my server. Okay, now when I open my dev tools, you'll see a couple different things. I'm in the application tab here, where it is looking to see what the status of my PWA is, and it can see the manifest, so I can validate that I have the right manifest in there. I see the updated information, and then it shows me that the service worker is registered for this site as well. So now I'm ready to install it. Now, I would tell you the install experience in Edge Next as well as Chrome on the desktop is not done yet. Okay, to install it today, I'm going to go in my drop-down menu. I'm going to go into the apps, and I'm going to install my Electric Dev. And when I hit install, you'll see what happens. I immediately get into the app context. So now I have a PWA. I'm running it. It's here in my menu. I can see the Electric Dev by Contoso app here. But that experience is a little hard for users to find. I can tell you that we're still working on that. Microsoft and Google and all those other browsers who are building for the desktop are trying to find ways that really make sense for the users. Now, in the meantime, being a PWA, we actually have some additional APIs that we can use to make this experience a little better for our users. So I'm going to uninstall this. I'll remove it there. And then I'll bring it up again. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go back to PWA Builder. I mentioned the features that we have as well. And I'm going to go to my feature store where we have a bunch of snippets for web developers to create more app-like features into their application. I'm going to go to the Install Your PWA, and it's a small snippet that has two parts. The first one is some HTML, which is an install button, and hopefully you get a little bit more creative than just a button that says install. But this is the base functionality here. So I'm going to, just for the sake of this demo, I'm going to add it right to my home page. So inside the body tag here, I'm just going to paste my HTML. And then I have a little bit of JavaScript that's really just waiting for what is called a deferred prompt that happens from my before install prompt event. So before install fires their event, and then I grab the defer prompt and I hold it. So that instead of having it show the please install this app whenever they want, I can decide when I want to install this. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this code out, and then I'll do another script tag here inside my head. I'll add that code in. And now whenever I go back to my site, go ahead and refresh it. So you'll see I have my little install button in the top here. Now when I hit that install button, it's going to fire that prompt for me to tell the user, hey, you might want to install this app. In this way, I can decide when that prompt shows. I may want to show them a button that appears inside my DOM. I might want to even show them a little notification on the side of my screen that says, hey, you can install this application. But we give them the ability to install it without having to dig through the menus. Okay? So there's more that can be done as a progressive web app. Okay. If you happen to see the session on the Microsoft 365 platform on Monday, one of the demos they did was with a progressive web app, and they showed how they used push notifications inside that progressive web app. If you're doing a push notification on your PWA, there's two sides to it. The first side is on your client, where you're going to you're going to attach to that push event. Okay, so the first thing that happens is you have to go and generate what's called a vapid. All right, this is just a key value pair that has a private side and a public side. You'll then attach an event on your page where your user will register for a push notification based on the public side of your vapid key. You'll then want to go and store that vapid key on your server so that you can use it again whenever you are doing a push notification. When the developer wants to send a push notification, they'll actually use the private key on their server to call each of the different push services. So for Microsoft, we have WNS. There's the Firebase one for Chrome, the FCM, and Mozilla's MCS push notification services. And so the fact that they've registered with the public key, you then use the private key to push that through, a push service reaches your user. So let me jump back and show you what that looks like in action. So we'll go ahead and close our here. This is the application that was shown on stage on Monday. The first thing that I'm going to do as a user is I'm going to go ahead and allow this push notification. In this scenario, I am popping open the chat functionality on my site. The chat is what is a standalone progressive web app. So I'll go ahead and install that. And what you're going to see, there we go. Okay, so I pop into the progressive web app. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this progressive web app. And what you're going to see is when you fire a push notification, that push notification can go through the service, and when I click on it, it can actually launch your progressive web app. So there's some really cool stuff happening here. First, your app doesn't need to be open. This is a new concept for us as web developers. It's not necessarily about keeping them on our page as long as we can, because they can close our application, we can send that push notification through the push services, and it will open that progressive web app back up for our user just like a native application would. The client has accepted that. You, as the developer, attach to the push, and then when that push message comes through, you tell them with your service worker, what you want to happen when they click on it. So it's an experience that brings us closer and closer to what we're able to do with native applications. Okay, I mentioned the PWA Builder has packages for storefronts. Now, PWAs run in the browser, and with the next version of Microsoft Edge, we're also switching to the ability to have that install in the browser. But we also know that there's a lot of users who are already trained to go to a store to find applications. And we hear time and again from our developers that they want to have a presence. They don't want to have to build a PWA and a native app to catch all their users. They want to build one application that can run everywhere. So a PWA Builder, we've had a Windows Store version for Edge HTML. We added Mac OS this summer. We have iOS and Android. And today we're adding a new platform. It's the Android Trusted Web Activity. So Trusted Web Activity is a brand new feature that Android has added to their operating system, which allows to have the progressive web app delivered right through the Google Play Store. So it's not a web view, there's not a lot of additional overhead. When you download this project, there's no additional code that you need to do. You just need to build it and sign it, and then add what they call a digital asset link to your site. And you can find a lot more information on PWA Builder. It's a beta release for us. This is our first time doing it. We're very thankful to Google for helping us write this code as well. Okay, now the next question that I get whenever I talk about platforms is, well, what about Edge Next? You talked about, I showed you how we install a PWA from the browser. I haven't showed you how we install a PWA from the store in Edge Next. So before we talk about that, let's look at where we are today. So in today's world, we have what we call in Windows a Windows web application, or what we often refer to as a PWA internally. You might have heard a Microsoftie talk about that. That's the container that the web apps live in. So there's hosted web apps that we brought with Windows 10, which allows that PWA to point to content on your server. And then when we added progressive web app support, we added it to that same container. It was really great. It gave us the WinRT APIs, so we could give you access to a bunch of APIs that you didn't have in the browser. It also gave you store access, so it went through the store automatically. But what it didn't do is didn't give you that consistency with the browser. And we heard from our PWA developers that the #1 thing they wanted next is they wanted to have a consistent experience from the browser to the PWA. They want to make sure that if they're logged on in the browser, that they're still logged on in the PWA, so they want to share cookies. They want to make sure that any extensions that they have installed, like password managers, are going to work inside the PWA. And they want to make sure that if they're installing the PWA, they don't lose the context of where they are. So with this move to Edge Next, we are moving the progressive web apps into the browser space, which is going to deliver all of those features. It's going to give us shared cookies. It's going to give us access to all of the features that you get with a browser. And it's going to be completely web standard based. You don't need to do a store submission now to do a PWA on Windows. We're going to deliver it through the store. We'll have more to talk about later this year. We're going to give you the ability to put that through the store, but it's also going to give you the ability of your users to just install it through the browser. Okay, so hopefully you're all excited about progressive web apps now, and I'm going to hand it over to my other crew captain, Nicola, who's going to tell you how to light that PWA up.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, like Jeff mentioned, I'm going to talk to you about how to actually add data to the PWA that he just built. You already have data in the Microsoft Graph. Your users already have data in the Microsoft Graph. Now, before I actually show you how to do that, I'm going to quickly talk about what is the Microsoft Graph. So I'm going to switch quickly to my laptop and do a quick demo of the Microsoft Graph Explorer. Actually, I have it in here. So if you're not familiar with Microsoft Graph, this is the best place to get started. It is the Microsoft Graph itself, it's one endpoint for REST APIs. Every API that we have as part of Microsoft 365, including Office, including Windows, including ESM, lives inside of Microsoft Graph. So if you want to, for example, get an idea of what you can do with this, check out the Microsoft Graph Explorer. You can click on all the examples. You can take a look at some samples that you can kind of query. For example, you can query mail, you can query calendar. You can do some cool things also with Windows. For example, user activities. So if you're using Windows 10 and using the timeline, or using it on your Android phone, you can actually add activity into the user timeline. So when user clicks on the activity, you can go to notification. You can also do things like with Teams, et cetera. So all the new APIs are coming in here, so you can kind of play around with. I want to show you how you can actually take advantage of this data in a few different ways. First, let's go back to Electric Dev by Contoso. There's 3 scenarios that Electric Dev wants to do. First, they want to be able to provide a consumer-facing web app and provide a way for anybody to look up all the events that the company is putting up and be able to register for these events. They don't want the user to authenticate with anything. They just want to provide this as a service. And they want to take advantage of the data that they already produce as part of the Microsoft Graph. Second, they want to provide a portal for event leaders to be able to organize the event, or even event attendees to be able to manage their events. And finally, they want to provide an experience for their employees, the Electric Dev employees, to be able to manage all the events inside of Microsoft Teams, where they spend the majority of their time. First, let's look at this map. The website has a map, as you would expect, that lists all the different events where they're happening around the world. These events are sort of like hackathons, where we're trying to build the next generation of code committers so they can start building. Again, this is all just fake company, but you get the idea. We want to display this event. We want to pull data from the graph, and we don't want the user to authenticate to be able to view this data. So how do we do this? Let me show you a quick diagram of the architecture that I'm going to use here. One of the lesser-known features of the Microsoft Graph are webhooks. There's the ability for the graph to notify a service that something changed in the data. For example, let's say a calendar event changed in a specific calendar. I can set it up so it can actually notify a service that, hey, this event changed, you need to handle this event. So we're going to take advantage of this and Azure Functions to be notified every time I change a calendar event and then store that in Cosmos DB. The good news is I'm not going to write any code to do this, at least for the Azure Functions part. It's all already, we have templates for that inside of Azure. Here I am inside of my Azure function. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. I already have a couple functions, but I'm going to show you an example of what it takes to create a new function. I'm going to click the little quick button, and this is going to present you with an option of some templates that we've created that you can take advantage of immediately. We have templates for accessing the Microsoft Graph, or querying data from Microsoft Graph, or working with other data sources as well. For example, if I look down at the Microsoft Graph scenarios, we can look at, we have one for creating a webhook. This allows you to actually register with the graph saying, hey, I need you to send me data about a specific endpoint. And then we have one that can handle that data coming in. We also have things like deleter as well as refresher, because you need to refresh this request every 3 days or so. I've already created those, so let's look at the webhook creator, for example. Now, the code is actually not important here. We're going to look at the integrate. This is just default code that it gives us. The trigger for this function is just an HTTP trigger. I can hit this from anywhere. However, the output is interesting. We have two things. We have a Microsoft Graph subscription. At this point, it's looking at the groups, specific group and events. Now, if I copy this, for example, if I take it to the Graph Explorer, I can just paste this in, and I can see what's in here. Now, I'm not signed in. You can sign in and get this data. But the way I got to this, I just ran the group query. It gives me a list of all the groups that are in this endpoint. I can just get the ID, and I can click Events, and I can get all the events. And I'm telling the Azure function saying, hey, every time there's a change in this calendar, let me know. And that's exactly what this Azure function is doing here. And I'm saying every time there's a created event or there's an updated event, let me know. And then that's when the webhook handler comes in. Every time there's an event happening in the Azure inside of the Microsoft Graph, the event hook gets invoked. And all this does is just passes this data to the Cosmos DB. The input is a Microsoft Graph webhook. The output is directed to the Cosmos DB. Now, you can do some processing here. You can massage the data however you want to. Here, I'm just taking the data as is from the graph and putting in Cosmos DB. Now that I have in Cosmos DB, I can do whatever I want with this data. I can display it to the user and just have it in my website. So that's exactly what we did here. You can see here, here is the map with all the events. And actually, I want to show you how quickly it is to add a new event to this. I don't have to have a whole new system to do this. I can go to my calendar. It's a shared group calendar that I have. And I need a volunteer. Where are you from, Jeff?
I'm from Micro, Texas.
Micro, Texas. OK. When do you want this event to happen? Friday good for you?
Friday's fine, yeah.
Friday's fine, OK. So we'll create a new event here. Let's see, Micro, is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
I hope so. Let's put a location, Micro, Texas. Now, before I add this, I want to put it side by side here so you can actually see the event happening. Go back to the Azure function. So I want you to see the logs. There it is. Now, notice there's nothing in Texas right now. We can zoom in. There's no events happening in Texas right now. I'm going to add that event. I'm going to do it again. Micro, Texas. Micro, Texas. There it is. I'm going to save. Let me quickly switch here so you can actually see that invoking the function. Of course, it's going to take a few seconds. There it is. The event just fired. We can actually see Micro, Texas as the event name. And now if I refresh this, we see an event in Texas. So it's that easy to have integration between the data you already store in the Microsoft Graph and be able to kind of expose it to your users. So that's scenario one right there. Second scenario is create a portal for users to be able to manage their registration, be able to create a schedule, be able to create to-do tasks. The great thing is the Microsoft Graph has us covered there as well. It already has an endpoint for calendar events, just like you saw it, and also has an endpoint for Microsoft To Do. It's a service that we offer. So we're going to take advantage of that, and first, allow users to sign in with their Microsoft account, and then second, use the Microsoft To Do APIs to create a task for them to follow, to be prepared for the event when they come in, so they're not left behind. So a few things we're going to do here. First, we're going to add a sign-in button to this web app. You can see here, we're going to add a quick sign-in button. Here in, oops, you're not seeing it. Here in the corner, where it says list, next to it, we'll add a sign-in button. Now, to take advantage of my project, which is the Microsoft Graph Toolkit, I'm going to show you how that works. It's a set of web components that allows us to do things right out of the box without having to write a lot of code. So, for example, I'm going to go down to the code. I'm going to open up the code for the nav bar. You can see here is just all the links you saw on top. I'm just going to add a quick web component that's part of the Microsoft Graph Toolkit. I've already done npm install Microsoft Graph Toolkit, already installed it in this project. So I'm going to add an anchor. And then here, I'm going to do mgt login. That's it. Now when I save, you can see here we have a sign-in button. That's it. That's that easy. Now, it doesn't really do anything. I'm clicking it. You can't see it's not doing. So what's the point of a sign-in button? Actually can't sign you in. So we need to use the Microsoft Authentication Library to be able to authenticate with Active Directory or Microsoft Identity. Now, we also have a helper in the toolkit that allows us to do this. We call them providers. So I've already created an application in Azure Active Directory, and I already have a client ID. And I'm using an AMSL provider that comes from the Microsoft Graph Toolkit to set as a global provider. Once I've done this, any component I add from the Graph Toolkit will take advantage of this. So now with those few lines of code, you can see I'm already actually logged in. I already logged in before. But I can even show you I can close this incognito mode, add a new in private window, go to localhost, not signed in. Oh, I have localhost open somewhere else. Anyway, it already logged me in. I actually didn't have to do anything. There it is. Great, so now we have the user logged in. Let's actually go ahead and get some data for the user and provide some value from the data they have. First thing is we're going to create some tasks for them. This is my event page. And I want to be able to list the tasks they have in the Microsoft To Do, and maybe create some tasks for them. Good thing is I already have this code here as well. We have the task.jsx that already has this for us. I'm going to replace the let's create some task for you, which is just a random string that I put in there, with yet another component we call mgt tasks. And then this component actually works with both Planner and Microsoft To Do. So I'm going to set this to just Microsoft To Do. So I'm going to say To Do task. Now when I save, because I'm already logged in, it's going to pull in all the tasks from Microsoft To Do. And even gives me an option to do it. So I've already actually even created a folder here for Microsoft To Do. If I log into the Microsoft To Do website, you'll be able to see the exact same thing here. All the same tasks already loaded inside of my website. Now let's say I don't have these tasks already created. I want to create them for the user. So I'm going to delete these. Let's see what happens. Now let's say the user's coming and logging in the first time. I want to generate these tasks for them. Good thing is we can use the Microsoft Graph SDKs to go and add post data to the graph to be able to do this. So first, I'm going to remove this render method and replace it with a little bit more involved method. This method still adds the Microsoft Graph Toolkit task component, but sets it to a specific plan, a specific target ID, and also adding a little button that checks to see if there's not already a plan or a folder that has these tasks, we're going to actually handle these tasks. And the way we do this is we take a reference to the client SDK, and then we simply just post to it. We simply just say, I want to post to the task folders endpoint. And I want to plan this plan name. And then for a set of JSON objects that I have, I want to just post all those tasks to the user's to-do list. You can actually look at my tasks, new tasks. You can see it's just a JSON object that I have. It's just a set of tasks that I want to post to their object. So again, we don't have anything here. We're just going to go ahead and save this real quick. And now when it renders, it says, OK, you don't have these tasks. Let's go ahead and create these for you. And then this will go in. It will generate those tasks all over for me again. And now I don't have to use the website to take a look at my task. I can download the Microsoft To Do application on my phone, and I'm on the go. The data goes wherever I am. The application just takes advantage of that really easily into this one easy-to-use portal. So you can imagine you can also add a little calendar here as well, allow them to manage their calendar as well, and have this little easy-to-use registration/event management portal for you, which is really, really cool. Now, just to reiterate what the Microsoft Graph Toolkit is. You saw me using this in a React application, but in fact, this is a set of web components that work outside of any web framework. They work in Vue, they work in Angular, or whatever web framework you're using, they work out of the box. And they're all powered by the Microsoft Graph. They already know how to use the Microsoft Graph. You don't have to tell them how to make the REST endpoint calls. They don't have to tell them where the Microsoft Graph is. They just work, and you just put them on the page. And then we provide a set of providers that work with the Microsoft Identity Platform. You saw I used the Microsoft MCell.js provider. We also have a SharePoint and Teams provider I'll show you in a second. This is the minimum amount of code you actually have to put in your page to get this to work. If you want a user to be able to sign in, you just make a reference to our library, you give it a provider with a client ID and just a login button, and the user is good to go, and they can sign into the page, either with their Microsoft account or their enterprise account as well. We're in preview today, and then you can take advantage of a set of 4 components: the login, person, tasks, and agenda. And then we have providers for MCell, Microsoft Teams, and SharePoint. We also recently added a component for people, and we're adding providers for Office add-ins, and then we're looking for feedback for what other components you're actually looking for us to add. Now, finally, I want to talk a little bit about Microsoft Teams. I want to show you how to take advantage of the exact same thing I showed you, but where your employees are working. So we're going to create a little portal, a dashboard, where your employees can pay attention to how an event is going. We're going to create a tab application for Teams using the exact same web app we have right now. The user will authenticate with their Active Directory and be able to manage the tasks for a specific event. So here I'm already actually in Teams, and the best way to do this is to use an application called App Studio. You can get it by going to the store in Teams. It's just an application that it's available to everybody. It allows you to create applications for Teams, either tabs or bots or whatever it is. I've already created a lecture dev application. I filled out some of the details. You can see we have the short name, long name. The app ID is auto-generated for me, so I don't have to worry about that there. We have some description, kind of similar to what Jeff already showed with the manifest, but just specific to Teams. And we have some of the branding details. The interesting part here is the capabilities. This one is just a tab, but you can see here we can actually add functionality as a bot, so it actually interacts with our conversation in the bot, or as connectors to provide some additional functionality. For this, we're just going to use it as a tab, which allows us to actually put it side by side as our other content. So for example, if I go to my Teams, I have events for Seattle. And you can see here, I have a whole tab that I've created for my events. If I click on it, it will hopefully provide an ability for me to sign in again, and then it's going to log me in and provide some of the details for that event. Now you can notice here, this is using Seattle. So Teams gives you the ability to get context of what team you're running in and what channel you're running in. So you can actually get an idea. For example, here, I know I'm in a general channel underneath the event.seattle team name. So I'm able to say, OK, this is where this team tab is running. I go get specific details about this tab or this channel, be able to provide that contextual data that my employees need to be able to be more productive in their application. Now, I hope this was helpful. I'm going to invite Jeff to come back on stage. And he wants to talk a bit about Soundtrap, a partner is already using both PWAs and the Microsoft Graph.
That's right. So we talk about how great PWAs are and how awesome they can be when you integrate them with the graph. We actually have some really great examples of that out there today, and Soundtrap is one of them. For those of you who are not familiar with Soundtrap, they're a company that builds an application that allows you to do audio recording and MIDI creation and now podcast directly in the browser. So it's an application that's used a lot by folks in the music industry as well as education in schools. Soundtrap is completely cloud-based, So all of their clients are web-based, and they've been working with us for some time to really make their experience light up. And so they have had, in the past, a hosted web app that uses low latency APIs to make that audio as snappy as possible. Now with Edge Next and the adoption of the Chromium code base, we get low latency APIs in the browser, which was something that Soundtrap was really excited about. So Soundtrap's now looking at how they can fully leverage Edge Next to deliver to their users. So they've done their first version of their progressive web app, where they can have that application installed right from the browser, be able to be accessed from all of their users. And they also now are adding Microsoft Graph support to their application to be able to have student-teacher management right in the app. So that's one of the things you get when you have the graph. You have relationships. So the graph already knows who the student is and who the teacher are. And so it allows them to manage the projects for the teacher is able to manage the projects for the students and able to manage the progress that they're making all through the graph built right into their progressive web app. Okay, so we talked about some really great stuff today. Progressive web apps and graph. We have a few call-outs for you. First of all, we want you to try the tools that we use today. PWA Builder, Graph Toolkit, along with the other ones. Try them out, give us feedback. Of course, we're always looking for community members to do code commits and do contributions to it, so we're open to our community PRs. A few things that we really want you to do when you leave today. First thing, become an Edge Insider. Edge Next is a really exciting opportunity for us, and we're really excited about the shift that we're making at Microsoft in the browser space. So we want you to be part of that. Go out to Edge Insiders, sign up, start trying out the versions of our browsers, and give us feedback on the experiences that you have and what you want to see next. Second thing is I want you to build progressive web apps. Go out there and try PWA Builder with your site, see what gaps you still have to become a progressive web app. You don't need to wait for Edge Next to try this. It's Edge Next, it's not Edge today. We still have millions of users on Edge today, so there's ways for you to be able to build your package for the Microsoft Store to get your PWA out to the Microsoft users today, at the same time preparing it for Edge Next.
Right, and then we also want you to try out the Microsoft Graph Explorer with the data. Log in with your Microsoft account or your company account and just check out what kind of data you can get and what you can do with that data. There's a lot of insights and intelligence you can also take advantage of. And we encourage you to just play around with the samples. And we also encourage you to check out the Microsoft Graph Toolkit. If you go to aka.ms/mgt, you can either download the NPM package, use it in your applications, or get our CDN and use it directly into your HTML, just like I showed you before. And just give us feedback. It's in preview right now. We're looking for feedback and feature requests and how we can improve and what kind of things you want to see from it as well.
Okay, and we do thank you so much. This is the last session of the last day of Build. Hopefully we helped you close it in a really great way. Thanks for your time. You can find us on Twitter, and we thank you, Aaron, for giving us the great PWA intro as well. So thank you all.
We have stickers.
Yes, and we do have stickers if you want them. We have some PWA Builder and Graph Toolkit stickers, and we'll be up here for a few minutes if you have any questions for us. Thanks.